finally time for my bathroom reveal, and if you're new here, this is where we started just 2 months ago. You used to walk into the main bathroom of my 1930s home and run straight into the vanity, which was cheaply made and had very little counter space. I didn't like the tub surround, and it came out really far, taking away a lot of the space. And this really deep linen closet seemed like a huge waste of space in this pretty small bathroom. As you can tell, space was a big issue, and I was just sure that if we knocked a hole in this wall and moved the door over to where the linen closet was, opened up the old linen closet, and reconfigured just a little bit, we were going to be able to have a much bigger, much more usable bathroom. So that's just what I did, and I know people are gonna freak out on me for removing a linen closet. I promise I have a pretty big one in the hall right out here, so we just reorganized. The tear out actually only took a few hours, especially since I had already had someone tell me which of my walls were load bearing, so I just dove right in. The next day, I had a handyman come out and cover up the hole in the wall and frame in the new door, and I could already tell at this point it was gonna be so much bigger, and this was going to allow us to add a much larger vanity. And since my boyfriend moved in and this is the main bathroom for our home, that was so necessary. Next up came tear out, and someone had just done a really cheap flip on this house, and I've basically been unflipping it since I bought it last May, so I wasn't too upset about losing any of this stuff. We self-leveled after that, and then we got all of the hardy backer on, and this was my least favorite part of the entire project. I enjoyed the mudding, but I hated the sanding. It drove me insane. It got everywhere. Somehow, no matter what precautions I took, my entire house was just covered in dust. After that, it was time to go ahead and waterproof everything, and a whole lot of people have told me that I should have just switched the entire layout of this bathroom around, and if I had the budget, I would, but I do not, so we just went with a really pretty cosmetic upgrade. We switched out the light fixture, and then here I am, sanding again. And when that finally came to an end, we primed and painted everything, and I take back what I said about sanding being the worst. I think the tile install in the shower was actually the worst, because doing a mosaic tile for our first ever tile install was an insane choice. And if I could go back in time, I would splurge and use white thin set, but oh well, you live and you learn. At this point, we were over the mosaic, so we switched it up for the niche. My boyfriend picked this beautiful blue tile, and we went ahead and used a larger format tile for the floors, and this was so easy. This was like redemption from the other tile job. It went so much faster, it was easier, and I think it looks great. After that, we went in with white grout, and y'all, I have always had white grout and white tile. I had it in my last house. I had it growing up. I have never had an issue keeping it clean. Next up, I hung the most beautiful wallpaper from Loomwell, and then I caulked all the seams, including all the seams of the wallpaper so moisture doesn't get behind it. After that, I replaced all the hardware in the tub and shower, and then I went ahead and started cutting out the beadboard and installing that. I color matched the blue from the wallpaper and painted it. Pro tip, paint your beadboard with exterior waterproof paint in any high moisture areas. We added all of the trim, we added the plumbing, we did all of the finishing touches, and here is how it turned out. This is my absolute favorite room in my entire house now. It's so beautiful, it feels so clean, so big, so bright. It's so much more usable for us, and I feel like it just fits so much better into my 1930s home. But now I reluctantly ask, what do y'all think?